Chapter 46, Kaylee. I can't believe James came to homecoming and that he brought Whitney as his date. Okay, I can believe it. Him doing something he hates just to try to control me isn't unexpected. But who does he think he is? Why does he put more effort into keeping me from getting into a relationship with someone else and making me feel like crap than he does into actually having a relationship with me? The entire time we were hanging out or whatever, I never saw him at school, and he'd never been to a school dance. Now he thinks I'm with Oliver, and he's there every time I turn around. It sucks to think that I gave him so much of my time and my heart when I didn't mean anything to him. Ugh. And then he stood by as Whitney said all that stuff at the dance. He doesn't do any sort of commitment. Where does he get off on bringing up that Oliver will get bored of dating me? Not that Oliver could, since we aren't dating, but it's still hateful to keep talking about when, not if, he gets bored of me. It shows that if James and I ever did have a friendship, it's long gone now. I continue to dance with Oliver since he didn't seem in a hurry to break away from me. I don't know if that was because he wanted to dance with me or because James thinks we're together or because Lynn told him to include me. It could definitely be the Lynn thing, though. It's like as soon as she realized Drew was sitting by himself and not dancing, she made it her mission to include him. I don't think he sat back down after the first time she asked him to dance. At least I'm assuming she asked him. It'd be impressive if he asked, but highly unlikely. Hopefully, since they spent the whole night together, it means Drew has a chance. He ought to be on her radar at the very least. I'm hoping Drew will be fine with only Carter going with him to the after party. I don't want to have to spend any more time with everyone. I'm exhausted after all the drama with James and the stress of trying to figure out Oliver's motivation. I don't want to have to go and deal with anything else that could happen. Everything going on with Oliver is confusing, and I need a break from it. Dancing with him felt amazing. Oliver is so big and strong, and I almost felt dainty in his arms. Being held by him made me want to believe he'd protect me. He was my shield from James and his harsh words. Part of me wants to buy into him always protecting me, giving me someone to lean on so I don't have to always stand on my own. I shake those thoughts away. The last time I thought a guy could save me from a situation, it got me more entrenched in things with James. I don't need to be considering going down that path again. After the last dance, we all meet by the SUVs. Carter, will you and Drew be good on your own for the after party? I have a headache. I rub my temples. Yeah, but do we need to drop Sarah off afterwards, or is she going with you? I look at Sarah. I wanted to ask you about that, my sister says. Callie's staying the night with Lynn after the dance, and I wanted to know if I could go with her. You can't invite yourself over to someone's house. I start to feel an actual headache coming on. Callie invited me. Sarah raises her eyebrows. It isn't Callie's house. I cover my face with my hands. It's cool, Lynn says, walking over to us. My parents will be fine with it. Did Callie tell you the rules for staying over? Drew is still by her side. I look forward to debriefing him on that tomorrow. No, Sarah says. If you stay the night on Saturday, my parents expect you to be at services with us in the morning. Services? Like church? I ask. Callie joins us. Yeah, we have to be ready to leave for Bible class at 9. Oh, I don't have any church clothes. Sarah looks sheepishly down at her dress. If you want, you can borrow a shirt and you can wear the jeans you were wearing earlier, Lynn shrugs. I don't need a dress or anything, Sarah asks. No, I mean, if you want to wear one, you can. I never do. Callie shrugs. Sarah looks at me. If you want to go, you can go, I say. Text me what you want to wear tomorrow, and I'll pack you a bag and drop it off at Lynn's house. Sarah squeals and hugs me. Thanks, you're the best. Yeah. I roll my eyes, but I'm glad Sarah and Callie have seemed to hit it off tonight. The more Sarah can be out of the house and away from our mother, the better. Even if I don't love the idea of her being at Lynn's house, especially with their weird rule about church. I hope I'm not letting my sister get initiated into some sort of cult. If you don't want to go to the party, I can take you back to your car after we drop everyone else off, Oliver says. I've been so focused on everything with Sarah that I didn't notice him appear beside me. My body lights up at his proximity, and I try to tamp down its reaction. We aren't interested in any boys right now, especially not boys whose mere presence makes my heart speed up. Yeah, that'd be great, thanks. I say when I remember I have to actually respond to Oliver because he can't read my mind. Honestly, it's probably a good thing he doesn't know what I'm thinking right now. We load up in the SUVs. Callie and Sarah chat excitedly with each other the whole way to Josh's house. Callie occasionally says something to Colton. Every time he replies, Sarah blushes. Colton is on his phone, so I hope he doesn't notice. When we get there, Sarah asks if I'm sure I don't want to come. I tell her I'm tired and want to go home and go to bed. With leaving for the math science meet at 5 this morning, I've had a long day. So how are you doing with the whole James thing? Oliver asks when we drive away from Josh's house. I'm fine. It's not like we're friends. He's my bandmate. If he wants to be a jerk, that's on him. If anything, he's Whitney's problem. Okay. What about all the stuff Whitney said? I care even less what Whitney thinks of me. She doesn't know me, and I don't know her. Her opinion is of little consequence to me. Okay. Oliver trails off and drums his fingers on the steering wheel. Sorry, I'm not being very conversational. I've been biting out my answers, and that's not fair to Oliver. He didn't do anything wrong. I appreciate your concern. I don't want to let their nonsense take up any more space in my head or my life. That makes sense. How did your band start? So I tell him about teaching myself guitar and Sarah learning drums. We were originally going to make our own band. We practiced a few times with just the two of us. James was over at Connor's house one day when we were practicing. Connor is our next door neighbor. They heard us and came over. James already played guitar and had been trying to start a band of his own. Connor started as our lead singer but learned to play bass because he doesn't like being up front. I get so lost in talking about the band and our music that I don't realize how much time has passed. I glance down at the clock. Over half an hour has gone by, which is especially suspicious since it only takes 10 minutes to drive across our entire town. Does Josh live that far away from Lynn? Well, I was enjoying listening to you talk. Oliver looks a bit embarrassed. It's okay, but I'm tired and do need to get home. Even if time slipped by while I was talking to him, I still want to go home. Okay, do you want me to take you by your house first? That way you can grab stuff for Sarah and drop it off when you get your car? Sure, I give him my address. I rack my brain to try to think of something he likes to ask him about, but all I know is he plays football and maybe basketball. So how long have you played football, I ask. Since I was 5-ish. I think that's when Top of Texas starts. Oh, wow. Yeah, Stella, Lynn's mom, had us involved in every sport we could play growing up. Once we were old enough to try something, we did. Is football something you want to do long term? I don't want to talk about Lynn or her mother. Not like professionally, no. I think it'd be cool to play college ball, but it's not something I'm set on or anything. Oliver glances at me. What about you? Is music what you want to do? That's the dream. My backup plan is to get a degree in music production or marketing. That way I could still work in the industry if I never get a big break. Sounds like a solid plan. Oliver pulls into my driveway, which is thankfully empty. I quickly go in and put an overnight bag together for Sarah. When I get back in the car, Oliver starts a new round of questions. So, if you play guitar, why don't you play guitar for your band? He asks. It seems to me like you could be the lead singer and still play guitar. James plays guitar, and having two guitarists seemed excessive. He nods. That makes sense. Maybe if two guitarists are excessive, then you don't need James? Maybe not, but we need Connor and their friends. It was just a suggestion. Oliver pulls into Lynn's driveway. Thanks for the ride. Of course. Have a good night. You too. It's not until I'm in my car and headed back home that I realize I didn't tell Oliver I was the lead singer now. How did he already know that? Maybe he isn't just being nice because Lynn told him to be.